I hope all are ready. Please open your mouth and say better. If I am not getting response, definitely I am not going to continue with Zoom lectures because it is boring for me. Only one people or two people is speaking, others are not at all responding. Means I am also getting upset.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, beta.
Good morning, sir.
So let's start the lecture today. So in today's class, we are going to discuss some of the questions which have been asked in the previous exams. So previous exams, they have asked the following questions. That questions we are going to see today. So before seeing the lecture, please mute your mic. I I don't want any disturbance in between the lecture. I'm telling again, please mute your mic. If your mic is not mute, definitely I will remove you from the meeting. I am seeing whose mic is unmute. Renu Chopra, mute your mic.
Yes,
Your
sir.
mic is on. Renu Chopra, mute your mic. Okay, now let's go to the questions. What are the questions we are going to see in today's video? So these questions have been previously asked in the exams. So the important questions which we are going to discuss today, we explain the meaning of the following terms: retrospective design, conceptual model, proportionate sampling. So in the sampling technique, one question came, proportionate sampling. So each question carries 4 marks. If this question comes in your exam, I'm going to teach how to write the answers. What are the contents you need to write? The next important question which we are going to discuss is discuss the methods to communicate research findings. Discuss the methods to communicate research findings. So this is big question which carries 10 marks. So today we are going to focus on the first two questions. The case control cross-section study, prospective and retrospective design, and difference between qualitative and quantitative research design, that we will see tomorrow. So let's see the first question. The first question comes from the chapter research design. Research design, we have studied the research design different types: experimental research design, non-experimental research design. This retrospective design comes under non-experimental research design. Retrospective research design comes under non-experimental research design. So what do you mean by retro? Retro, that is in retrospective study. What we are going to see in retrospective study, the outcome of interest has already occurred at the time the study is initiated. So what do you mean by that? For example, when you are doing the study, during that time, something has occurred in the past. We are going to study what happened in the past. You are not going to study what is going at present. You are going to study how it happened in the past. For example, today you are going to study, you are going to do research about some disease condition. For example, you take corona. This corona has already came to the world in the December 2019. December, January में शुरू होगी. Now you are going to back. You are going from the present day to the back date, and you are going to find how this corona happened, how this corona occurred in the world. So that is retrospective. Retrospective means from present you are going to the past. From present you are going to past. For example, in your house you are having lot of family albums. You are taking the family album and you are seeing how you were 10 years before. how was your behavior 10 years before? So that we are studying. So how before the
सर
disease, yes, beta.
सर बैकग्राउंड नॉइज बहुत ज्यादा आ रही है आपकी वॉइस,
I
उसकी वजह
think
से कम हो रही है सर.
let I remove the. I think who is not muting the mic, I will remove. I am seeing that Kisco mic is unmute. I will remove them. Please mute your mic. Background voice is disturbing everybody. So I am finding that Ruchi mic is unmute. Ruchi, I am going to remove if you are not going to mute your mic. Mute your mic, beta. Have you muted? Ruchi muted. Okay, now I think voice has been reduced. So now let's continue the class. So what do you mean by retrospective? From the present, you are going to the past and you are going to find out the cause. For example, एक patient है, एक patient को diabetes mellitus है. You are going to find out how that diabetes mellitus came to that patient in the past. So for example, he is having the history of diabetes mellitus for 10 years. So you are going to find out before 10 years what kind of habits he had. For example, physical activity, dietary habit, that you are going to find out. So that is retrospective. So in the retrospective, already the effect has been occurred. That is the outcome of the interest has already occurred at the time of study. A retrospective study design allows the investigator to formulate ideas about possible association and investigate potential relationship. So you are going to investigate what is the relationship between the disease at present and the cause which is in the past. So that you are going to see in the retrospective design. So in the retrospective design, basically there are two types. One is case control, another one is cohort. There are two types of retrospective design. One is case control, another one is cohort. Now let us see one by one what is case control and what is cohort. Now the case control retrospective study. So it is a type of retrospective case control study. Here the investigator can quickly estimate the effect of an exposure on outcome status. For example, yesterday in Haryana, 336 new corona cases have been found by Haryana government. So already the disease occurred. Now we are going to find out how this disease occurred in this 386 people. For example, contact history we are going to trace out. These 386 people with whom they were in contact, 2 दिन पहले or एक हफ्ता पहले. So that we are going to find out. So that is case control. Case control means we are taking only one sample. In case control, we are taking only one sample and that sample detail we are going to study detailing. Cases and controls are established based on the presence of the condition and exposure is assessed by looking back over time. I already told you this retrospective study. So retrospective study focus on back. So you are seeing what happened in the past. That is the retrospective study. So it is very important in case control study that cases be as similar to the controls. So for example, I am taking two types of patient who is having same problem. One patient who is having corona, another patient who does not have corona. That is two different sample. The sample who does not have corona is my control. Sample किसको corona है, they are the case. So I am going to compare. So for example, the patient who is having corona, एक हफ्ते पहले or within in the last 7 days, with whom he had contact. So because of that contact, he contract corona. So control means who is not having any problem. So I am checking his problem also. For example, living in the same place, living in the same street, one person gone outside to market. For example, the corona case who is affected, gone to Delhi and he got corona. That is the case. Another person who didn't go to Delhi but living in the same street like the corona patient where he is living. So that is the control. We are going to compare the past event of both the patient. That is called this retrospective case control study. Okay. Now the second type is cohort. What do you mean by cohort? A retrospective cohort study allows the investigator to describe a population over a time or obtain preliminary measures of association to develop future studies and intervention. So in this cohort study, we are not going to study a single sample. We are going to study a group of sample. So in retrospective cohort study, we are going to describe a population over a time. We are in the retrospective case control, we are studying about only one sample. But in this, we are going to study the population over a time. For example, in Rohtak, for example, sector 5. In the sector 5, who are all living? They got corona more cases are there. So we are going to take all the people and we are going to study that. The exposure and outcome information in a cohort study are identified respectively by using administrative databases, reviewing the patient charts, conducting interviews. So how they are identifying the corona cases? By means of that test PCR, by means of some other test kit. Also they are identifying with the help of contact tracing and by conducting interview. So these are the things we are using in the cohort. Cohort means group of samples we are studying. In case control, we are studying only one sample. That is the difference. The next one is, second question is conceptual model. So mostly MSc nursing student know conceptual model. It is a big headache for everyone in the research to develop your conceptual model. Conceptual model basically क्या होता है मतलब what is what idea you are having about a particular concept that you want to draw in a form of diagram, that you want to draw in a form of diagram. So conceptual model क्या होता है? First let us see what is conceptual model. So it is second question. So basically conceptual model we are using in the nursing research. That is why nurse researcher regularly use conceptual models to design and conduct their investigation. So if you want to do any investigation, you need a plan. That plan developed from your mind. So that is called conceptual model. A conceptual model basically it is related to the theory. There are a lot of theories in the nursing. So conceptual model or theoretical framework, this conceptual model is supported by the theoretical framework. Theoretical framework हमारा nursing में बहुत सारा theories है. Even psychiatric में we are having interpersonal relationship theory. So in the nursing foundation you are studying na gate control theory for pain. So like that many theories are there. For example, Florence Nightingale theory, Virginia Henderson theory, these theories you have studied in the first year. MSc students are studying in the advanced nursing practice. So this theory, based on this theory, usually the theory will be बहुत लंबे explanation है. But conceptual model, the complete theory we are representing in the diagram. The complete theory which you are writing number of pages that you want to shortcut and you are drawing in a diagram. That is called conceptual framework. A conceptual model or theoretical framework provides a coherent, unified, and orderly way of envisioning the related events or processes related to discipline. So this conceptual model or theoretical framework, it is a special thing which we are writing in a systematic way, which we are going to interrelate one concept with another concept. Okay, which we are going to relate one event with the another event. For example, the event you are for example the past event we are going to connect with the present event and we are going to connect that with the future event. So with the help of arrow marks we are going to show the relationship of one event with the another event. Now, let me tell you more about this conceptual framework. In a research, the framework illustrates the overall conceptual design. So, framework, for example, in your research, when you are writing the third chapter, at the end of the third chapter, you are drawing a diagram. You are drawing the diagram. You are drawing a flow chart. Very simple. In the pathophysiology, you are drawing a flow chart. That is only framework. So in a research, a framework illustrates overall conceptual design of the study. Sometimes the word conceptual model and theoretical framework are often used interchangeably, but a theoretical framework generally incorporates a least part of a specific theory. So what do you mean by theoretical framework? Theoretical framework will take any one particular part of a theory and it will explain in a diagram. So in addition, theoretical framework often includes propositional statement. So theoretical framework basically we are developed based on the propositional statement describing the relationship among variable and has received more testing than the more tentative conceptual model. Actually, comparing to the conceptual model, this theoretical framework is somewhat stronger. That is what it has written here. This theoretical framework received more testing than more tentative conceptual model. Conceptual model is tentative, which is not tested, matlab, which is not proved. But this theoretical framework is which is already tested. Okay. So now you can see the example of the conceptual model. Before that, I am going to tell you the three functions of conceptual model. So in the exam, you definitely need to write the functions and definition of conceptual model. So the first function, the most common use of conceptual model is to provide an organizing structure for the research design and method. So what method you are going to use in your research, that you are explaining in a diagram. That is conceptual model. The main function, the design which you are going to use, the method which you are going to adapt in your research, that you are going to present in a conceptual model. When you present anything in a conceptual model, everybody can easily understood that. Second function, the second purpose is to guide the development and testing interventions and hypothesis based on the tenets of the theory. So every theory will have some hypothesis. This hypothesis we are going to test. So a conceptual model gives idea which things we want to test. What are the things needed to be proved? So that is the second function of conceptual model. It guides the development. It guides the development and testing of interventions. It guides the development and testing of interventions. And the hypothesis, the third function is, it is explain the study result. Your study result is explained with the help of conceptual model and place the findings within the context of science in a specific field of investigation. So, for example, every specialty will have their own conceptual model. So, with the help of this conceptual model, we can identify the relationship and the result which we get because of our research. What result we got, that we can explain in the conceptual model. For showing the conceptual model, I have taken the Florence Nightingale theory. You know that Florence Nightingale theory. So that theory, how we can explain in the conceptual model. Now you are going to see that. So this is the diagrammatic way of presenting any theory. So you can prepare your own diagram. For example, this is Nightingale environment theory conceptual framework. So this is nurse. Actually, this circle is the nurse. The outer circle is nurse and the inner circle is client. So the nurse is giving, so the white color arrow mark, the nurse is providing good ventilation, sound-free environment, controlling the noise, providing good air, controlling the pollution. So like that, all the things the nurse is giving, I am presented in the this one white color arrow mark. So the client is getting benefit from the nurse that I have. So that is here there are two person. One is the nurse, another one is the client, and all these things. These are the like bedding, light, and this one is nutrition. So all these things are related to the intervention given to the client to improve the health of the patient. Okay, so this is how any theory can be explained with a diagram. That is called conceptual model. In the exam, if conceptual model comes, you write the functions, you write the definition, and you tell what is the relationship between conceptual model and theoretical framework, and you draw the diagram, the basic simple diagram, Florence Nightingale environmental theory, and you will get maximum mark for this question. Now let's see the third question. The third question is proportionate sampling. What do you mean by proportionate? Proportionate matlab in some equal like contribution. We can say, for example, you are cooking some recipe, so you are putting itna quantity ka itna spicy mirch you want to put, itna masala dalna hai. So there are some proportionate. So in the sampling, how we are using that proportionate, that is called proportionate sampling. So proportionate sampling, very simple definition. It is a sampling strategy. It is a method of gathering participants for a study. That is gathering the sample for the study. It is used when the population is composed of several groups. For example, in our class in third year BSc nursing, you are total 60 students, but many are like hostel. We have various category subgroups, like basically two types of category: hostel students and day scholar students. Otherwise we can categorize according to your community, like some belongs to jat, some belongs to OBC, some belongs to BC. Sometimes based on the religion, Hindu, Muslim, Christian. Sometimes we can classify based on the place from where you are coming. Some are coming from Panipat district, some are coming from Rohtak district, some comes from Jajjar district. So like that, for example, in the class we have many subgroups, but I want to give equal chance for all the people to participate. Equal number of people want to participate in the research. Then I will go for a proportionate sampling. So basically, proportionate sampling is two types. One is proportionate stratified random sampling. Another one is disproportionate stratified random sampling. So you can see that in proportionate sampling, we are taking the proportionate sample from the population, irrespective of inequality in number. So in proportionate sampling, when we are having different types of people, we are going to take irrespective. For example, we are not, for example, one group Jat people is more in that class. In another group, non-Jat like BC, OBC, SC, so they are very less. So I am deciding I don't want to give more representative student for JAT group. I want to give equal number of representative for all the group. So I will go for proportionate stratified random sampling. You can see that in your class, for example, if there are 100 students, for example, in the 100 students, 40 are ladies and 60 are gents. So how I can select equal number? Like we are going to the like I want 20 sample. So when I want 20 sample, so when I have 40 girls, I use this 40 divided by 100 into 20. I am getting 18. Sorry, 8 ladies. And when there is 60 gents, then again I am using the same method. 60 divided by 100. This 100 is the total number of sample which we have. So how much sample we need? That is multiplied. That is 20. So I am getting 12. So here I am going to give equal response, equal percentage. So for 40 ladies, for example, for 40 ladies, I can give 8 representative. For 60 gents, I can give 12 gents. Okay, so this is what this proportionate stratify random sampling says. The next one is disproportionate stratify random sampling. So in this method, we are not giving equal chance. In disproportionate, we are not giving equal chance. That is the representation is not we are not giving the equal representation. For example, you can see you take the samples that is disproportionate here. There are 10 ladies and 10 gents are needed. 10 gents are needed. So here what can I do means I can pick up like I can give more percentage for the ladies. 15 ladies I can give some other like I myself can decide. For example, if I like girls, I can give more number of girls in my study. If I feel that boys in my study is more comfortable, so I can give more number of chances for the boys to participate in the study. So this is disproportionate. In proportionate, we are calculating with the formula, but in the disproportionate, we are not calculating just by our according to our convenience, we are selecting the sample. So these three questions today we can able to discuss. And the second question, which I want to discuss the methods to communicate research finding. Because of shortage of time, today I cannot discuss. Tomorrow at 11 o'clock, I can able to discuss this question and other questions also. So if you have any doubt, you can ask. There is only 3 minutes more. Please open your mouth and you can speak. This is a discussion class. If it is only one side talking means the class will not be interest. Again, I will not be taking any Zoom lectures. So please, you can ask your doubts.
No doubt, sir.
Okay. Others, don't you have any doubt? Sunaina,
No, sir.
Sunaina,
No, sir.
Jyoti Devi,
No, sir. No, sir.
Sheetal, Sheetal, unmute your mic and you can speak now. Sheetal, unmute your mic and you can speak.
Conceptual.
Sheetal, are you sleeping? Tanu,
Yes, sir. No doubt, sir.
very good. Yashwant, Yashwant, बेटा whose name that Del? Del किसका नाम है? Anshu, any doubt?
No, sir.
Very good. Himanshu Kumar, Himanshu,
No doubt, sir. No doubt.
okay beta, tomorrow at 11 o'clock we will join again for another 3 questions.
Okay, sir.
Okay beta, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.